Welcome to ReFED's webinar, Scaling Action, Opportunities for Food Waste Solution Providers to Engage with ReFED. Now, as many of you know, ReFED is a national nonprofit working to end food loss and waste across the US food system by advancing data-driven solutions. One of the core tenets of ReFED's work is to support solution providers like you on the call, who are on the ground implementing innovative food waste solutions. And as many of you know, over the last couple of years, we've been working hard to provide resources such as the Insights Engine, our online data platform that really brings us into a new era of information on food waste. Now, I see a lot of familiar names on this call, and many of you have made time to connect with us and expressed interest in collaborating. That's why today we are so excited to share 8 concrete ways for engagement, including how we can work together, how you can leverage the Insights Engine tools, as well as new programming that can amplify your efforts. We'll be sending some links and email addresses via chat, but don't worry if you miss any, because we'll also send you all the details that you need in a follow-up email after this event. Now, before we dive in, I'd love to take a moment just to share some exciting updates on our end. You'll probably recognize several of the faces on this slide. However, there are a few new faces. ReFED has been growing tremendously over the past few months, and this growth means we have greater capacity to provide you with the support, knowledge, and resources you need to grow your impact. We've added 2 new members to the Capital Innovation and Engagement team. First is Caroline Vance, who serves as our director and brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise from her experience in the finance impact and impacting investing industry, as well as Sarah Munger, our new analyst, who comes with a strong operations and business development background from leading a food waste and food justice nonprofit, as well as experience in the food delivery sector. We've also grown our data and insights team that's fully dedicated to delivering best-in-class data, insights, and guidance. Dean Van Hollebeck, who serves as our VP of Data and Insights with over 10 years of experience from Nielsen, and Selena Mao, our new Data and Insights Analyst, brings a robust research and analytical background from the UCLA Institute of the Environment and Sustainability and experience in food systems planning. And with that, I would love to welcome Selena on the screen to join me in discussing how we can support you and equip you with a strong understanding of how best to utilize our resources to grow your network and scale your impact. Hi, Selena. So
hey, Angela.
It looks like the first main opportunity for solution providers to really amplify their work is to leverage the solution provider directory, which I like to call an oldie but goodie, because as many of you on the call know, this used to be our innovator database. But Selena, tell us more about what the solution provider directory looks like today and why it's so important for solution providers to join and keep their information up to date.
Definitely. So the ReFED Solution Provider Directory, or as we like to call the SPD, is a searchable directory that showcases nearly 900 for-profit and nonprofit organizations ready to help implement food waste reduction initiatives. The SPD allows users to explore the dynamic and expanding food waste innovation sector with solutions that can be filtered by type, sector, and geography. And with such robust functionality, the SPD has a wide range of applications. For example, food businesses can find food waste solution providers operating within their area. Investors can find solution providers that match their investment thesis. Solution providers can communicate the financial, environmental, and social impacts of their solutions to potential clients and investors. And so being part of the SPD allows solution providers to gain exposure to ReFED's extensive network of food businesses, funders, subject matter experts, researchers, and government agencies. Solution providers also have the opportunity to receive notifications about future funding opportunities, upcoming events, and any relevant industry reports. But most importantly, being a solution provider within this database enables ReFED to better support and connect you with investors and food businesses eager to collaborate, fundraise, and scale your impact. So if you wish to add your organization to the SPD Or if you are currently part of the directory and would like to update your information, please fill out the survey linked in the chat below. And for any questions, please contact Sarah at sarah.munger@refed.org.
Thanks, Selena. It's really amazing to see how much the solution provider directory has evolved over the years. And as Selena was saying, it's a really great way for all of you on the call to get exposure. I mean, just last year, the Kroger Co. Zero Hunger, Zero Waste Foundation worked with VilCap, and they leveraged ReFED's Insights engine to design their $2.5 million open call. But they also used the solution provider directory to find prospective solution providers to fund and accelerate. And oh my gosh, Barbara, so glad you used it yesterday as well. But if you want to get access to opportunities like these, definitely make sure you're in the SPD and that all your info is up to date. Now, I know many of you have also generously offered to share your data with us. And with Selena now on the team, we are so thrilled to be able to work with you to update your food waste solutions data. So Selena, could you walk us through what that process looks like?
Absolutely. As part of the upcoming update to the ReFED Insights engine, ReFED is surveying its growing network of solution providers to refine the key data points necessary for modeling solutions within our solutions database, which we'll talk about just momentarily. We're asking you to provide a few details about your food waste solutions by completing the survey linked in the chat below, which helps ensure that solutions are accurately modeled and reflected in the next version of the ReFED Insights engine. Specifically, we hope to obtain estimates of the effectiveness of your food waste reduction solutions in diverting food waste, as well as the associated cost and benefit expectations to multiple stakeholders. By providing this information, you will help highlight your solution to the 2,000 plus weekly users of the Insights engine, which includes food investors, businesses, and other food waste partners. Reporting this data also enables ReFED to estimate impacts of implementing food waste reduction solutions, identify trends, growth areas, and gaps in food waste innovation, and help to drive development of the most efficient, scalable solutions while attracting new sources of capital to this dynamic space. So please take a moment to fill out the food waste solutions survey linked in the chat. And if you have any questions this time, please email me at selena.mao@refed.org.
I am so excited, Selena, that we have a process for that now, because all of you on the call have been doing tremendous work on the ground. And so when you share your impact and data with us, it does help inform and educate funders and drive funding initiatives in the food waste space, which ultimately helps you. And ReFED actually acted as a strategic advisor and impact measurement expert for a $16 million Series B funding round for Maury that was led by the Drawdown Fund. And there were other investors in the round like Acre Venture Partners, Prelude Ventures, and Closed Loop Partners. But this was Drawdown's first food waste investment. And they relied heavily on the Insights engine's cost benefit, market, and cause applicability data, which was all provided by solution providers in the shelf life extension space, and it informed their diligence. And now the funds are being used to accelerate commercialization into numerous categories and geographies, as well as to expand Maury's product development pipeline. And I think this is a really good example of how our connections to funders and the data we receive from you about your impact in the food waste space can push these funding initiatives forward and ultimately support you in closing funding rounds. And so, Selena, you also mentioned the solutions database and how data from solution providers can help us sufficiently model these solutions, right? So tell us more about what the solutions database is and how it benefits the solution providers on the call.
Absolutely. So the solutions database provides a stakeholder-specific, comprehensive cost-benefit analysis of over 40 food waste reduction solutions that span 7 key areas where the food system must focus its efforts to prevent, rescue, and recycle food at risk of going to waste. Within each action area are a range of solutions, including those that we've modeled using key data points, promising solutions for which we have not yet obtained sufficient data to fully model, and best practices that many businesses and organizations have already worked into their operations. Some of these solutions are simple, others are more complex. Some are existing best practices, while others are brand new breakthroughs. Many of these have a strong potential for investment returns, while others are already being implemented successfully. Stakeholders can use the solutions database to learn about food waste solutions in detail, as well as understand the impacts, challenges, and opportunities of implementing them. And that's why we need your support. By sharing your data, you can help demonstrate the impact of your unique solution to the prospective funders and solution adopters.
That's a great point, Selena, because just to build off of that for a second, we're seeing a lot of food businesses go to the solutions database and SPD to inform their food waste reduction strategies. So again, for those of you on the call, you guys are doing amazing work, and we really do want to amplify it. So sharing your data, getting in the SPD are just really great ways to generate exposure. And so we actually worked with United Natural Foods recently. And for those of you unfamiliar with UNFI, their primary clients are grocery retailers. And as part of UNFI's services to food retailers, they help identify food waste solution providers. And so they reached out to ReFED to learn more about impactful food waste solutions and providers like Too Good To Go, as an example, that they could present to their clients. So what we did was we actually walked them through the solutions database, and we looked specifically at the most impactful solutions for grocery retailers as measured by net financial impact. And we highlighted solution providers from the directory that work in those top solution areas. And again, this is just one example of how food businesses are leveraging the database to determine what direction to take their strategies, while also identifying potential implementation partners through the SPD. So anyway, Selena, thank you so much for walking us through these tools and new ways ReFED and solution providers can work together. We'll see you in a bit for the Q&A, but thank you again for sharing these great resources with the audience.
Thanks, Angel.
And with that, I would love to welcome on the screen our new Capital Innovation and Engagement Analyst, Sarah Munger. Hey, Sarah. So Sarah, tell us about a couple of other new resources for our audience, maybe kicking us off with the Capital and Innovation Market Update that ReFED has started sending out.
Yeah, of course. So our Capital and Innovation Market Update, or CIMU for short, highlights recent investments, sector insights and trends, funding opportunities for solution providers, recent food waste capital and innovation news, job openings in our network of solution providers, and upcoming events. So it really covers a lot of ground. The newsletter gives you all an opportunity to showcase your recent news, like did you close a funding round? Did you reach a certain valuation? Were you part of a merger? As well as job openings and events to our large network of subscribers. It also serves as an educational tool for you to learn more about capital and innovation in the food waste sector, and is a great way to get access to new funders. In fact, as a result of the CIMU, 2 capital providers reached out expressing interest in potentially funding 11 Spoonfuls and Gooder. So it's an exciting way to make those kinds of connections. And you can sign up for the CIMU through the link in the chat and email my teammate Alejandro at alejandro.enamorado@refed.org to be included in future editions. And please really do reach out to us to be included. We're always looking for solution providers to highlight in each section. So please let us know if you have anything to add to our news or job opportunities or events sections.
Love that. What a great way to gain exposure. And speaking of exposure, tell us about opportunities with the ReFED blog.
Yeah, absolutely. So the ReFED blog is our hub for sharing relevant content to our network. And our communications team is really excited to open it up to potential guest blog posts showcasing the successful implementation of your food waste solution. We really want to amplify the work you all are doing. So please email my teammate Vanessa if you'd like to be considered for a guest blog post that really focuses on how you've implemented your food waste solution and what the impact has been.
That's fantastic. And Sarah, would love for you to tell us about this new food waste funder circle.
I'm really excited about this one because we've been working very hard on it, launching in the coming weeks. And while it's focused, the circle is there for investors and funders, it really does directly support our network of solution providers by highlighting your funding needs to a select group of funders focused on investing in the food waste sector. And it provides opportunities for for-profits and nonprofits to pitch their solution to this dedicated network of capital providers. And ultimately, the goal of the group is to mobilize capital into the work you as solution providers are doing to reduce food loss and waste and facilitate relationships between capital providers and solution providers. And we know that a huge focus for a lot of you is getting the necessary funding. So we really wanted to create this structure for you. And over the years, ReFED has introduced innovative solution providers to funders interested in a specific opportunity area. And these connections have facilitated more capital moving into this space and built awareness around specific companies doing amazing work. And the new funder circle is just to create a more formal structure around the work that we've already been doing. And it gives you more direct opportunities to meet your funding needs. And to that end, we highly encourage anyone to complete the survey that's being sent through the chat to tell us about any funding opportunities we can share with the Food Waste Funder Circle. This form can be updated regularly with your ongoing funding needs, so we just stay in the know and get those funding needs in front of our membership. And as a reminder, all the links that we're sharing today are also going to be sent out in a follow-up email. I know that a lot are coming through, so have no fear. But with the Funder Circle, please email me at sarah.munger@refed.org if you'd like to be considered for a pitch event in the future. That's a feature of it as well, like the opportunity to get in front of our group of investors.
Oh my gosh, Sarah, this is so exciting. This is going to be a really impactful group. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Angel.
Well, I'll wrap up the rest of the 8 ways solution providers can work with us, and we'll see Sarah in just a few moments for the Q&A portion of this session. But speaking of groups, if you haven't already, definitely join ReFED's Food Waste Action Network. You can sign up by using another link, but yes, it's being sent through the chat right now. And being part of the network gives you a chance to network with others in the space and feature your insights and solutions on ReFED's blog, as Sarah mentioned, and at virtual events like Lunch and Learns and Innovation Demo Days. And we actually have an Innovation Demo Day coming up on November 10th, focused on innovative packaging solutions to reduce food waste. And we hope you'll be able to join us. Additionally, if you have a topic in mind or an upcoming event or are interested in being a speaker, please contact us and feel free to reach out to my colleague, Lily Hurd at lily.hurd@refed.org. And while virtual events like this have been great, and I'm so glad we were able to all connect with you today, we're ready to be in person with all of you. And that's why I'm so excited that our Food Waste Solutions Summit is happening in person in Minneapolis from May 10th through 12th next year. Registration is now open, and you can get your ticket today by using the link that will be sent through the chat. And if you are interested in speaking opportunities and the programming overall, feel free to reach out to our other colleague, Jackie Suggett, at jackie.suggett@refed.org. Finally, I am so thrilled to announce, and can I get a drum roll, please? The first ever Climate Corps Food Waste Fellowship powered by ReFED in partnership with the Environmental Defense Fund. This is really an exciting opportunity for leading companies in the food waste sector to have a dedicated graduate student trained by ReFED to help advance its food waste reduction and climate goals. And we're personally very excited about this partnership because EDF has really grown its fellowship to be this international program across a variety of sustainability issues in China and in India, and now partnering with us that's so focused on food waste. So it's really an exciting program that we hope you guys will take advantage of. So if you're interested in having a fellow accelerate your work, the host application is now open and can be accessed by the link that's in the chat. And we encourage you to review the application in advance and just reach out to us with any questions, or if you want to discuss potential food waste project ideas, we'd be more than happy to support you through the process. Now, I know we've discussed a wide range of resources available for you that can support and amplify the incredible work you're doing to reduce food loss and waste. So please, you can find a handout that's going to be linked in the chat. It has all of the resources listed for you. And we'll also be sending everything out in an email following this webinar with all the links we've shared in the chat in case you missed any. So do not worry. But with that, I want to open it up to a Q&A session and bring back Selena and Sarah on the screen. And so if you do have any lingering questions, please feel free to just shoot them through the chat.
Great. So we do have a question coming in from Jennifer. It says, I'm a huge fan, but as someone who often needs solution providers, I find the search categories a bit too broad, and I spend a lot of time hitting the back button. And curious if you're working on refining your categories. So Jennifer, that's a great question. I think with the solution provider directory and the insights engine as a whole, we're constantly working on iterating and improving it. So that kind of feedback is really helpful for us to hear. I actually would encourage you to shoot me an email. Again, sarah.munger@refed.org, just to get a better sense of what your needs are there, or just ways that you think that we can improve the SPD categories and beyond. And this goes to everyone on this call. But I would say that, yes, we are working on refining a lot of elements to the SPD and the insights engine to make it more searchable and dynamic and encompassing. And it's an ongoing process. So I don't know, Selena, if you want to add anything to that, but.
Yeah, I think sort of to Sarah's point, we are constantly striving towards, refined functionality, of the insights engine and all the tools that the insights engine comprises. And so we'll be keeping sort of these points and your feedback in mind as we sort of tweak and plan for upcoming updates to the insights engine and the SPD.
Cool. And then we have a question coming in from Wendy. Do you have a way to match companies to collaborate with each other? And so I think like any matching functionality really ties more into the FWAN, which Angel can speak to. And I wouldn't say that we do like direct matching, but I think that there are a lot of networking opportunities for folks to collaborate with each other and find common ground. But Angel, I'll pass that to you to add some more color.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just, you kind of hit the nail on the head. The Food Waste Action Network really is a great way to connect with others in the food waste space through our events, specifically our networking events. But also, I will say, if you visit the network webpage, it does have all the members listed out there. If you see someone that you're interested in collaborating with or want to connect with, feel free to email us, and we're happy to, talk about making a potential introduction. So definitely let us know.
Cool. And then we have a question coming in for Ian that I'm going to pass to Selena, but he's asking, or he's saying, I work for a company that uses insects, so black soldier flies, to upcycle food waste into animal feed ingredients and biofertilizers. What are the requirements to model this solution in the food waste solutions database? So I'd say like this, let's take this a little more broadly of like, what are requirements to get solutions modeled in the database? I think that might be helpful for everyone on this call.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so glad you mentioned black soldier fly larvae. I spent so much time researching this topic. I would say in order to sort of sufficiently model solutions within our database, we need two major data points. I'd say first and foremost, sort of really trying to get at diversion rates, which we define as the rate at which your solution is able to divert food waste from landfills, is something that we are looking for. Of course, a lot of these requirements are listed in the Food Waste Solutions Survey, which we will be sending to everyone here. And if you have any other questions related to how to specifically model your unique solution, please contact me at selena.mao@refed.org.
Cool, thanks, Selena. We have a question coming in from Valerie. Are there any plans or thoughts to link or create tools to connect foundations with nonprofits? So this is actually exactly why we're creating the Funder Circle. You know, in the past, we've been making those connections ad hoc, but with the Funder Circle launching, the goal is to, you know, connect foundations who are interested in funding food waste solutions to the nonprofits who are implementing food waste solutions. That's why filling out like the funding questionnaire is super important. Even if, and this whole Funder Circle is for nonprofits and for-profits. So all funding needs. And that's, you know, really our tool to make those connections very directly and, you know, give you guys more exposure to foundations in our network who are specifically interested in solution providers like you. So great use case for filling out that survey and you know, letting us know of your funding needs so that we can connect you to foundations. And then we have another question coming in from Mitch. How often does ReFED take on advisory projects like the one with UNFI? Are these one-off projects, or do you work with clients like these on an ongoing basis? Angel, I think this is a great question for you.
Thanks, Sarah. Admittedly, it's a mix. We generally do one-off advisories like these. We also have done bigger projects with companies like Kroger, but we've also worked with the wonderful company on their $1 million innovation challenge. And something that we are building out through both the Food Waste Funder Circle, but also the network is office hours. And so that will be definitely another opportunity to kind of for companies and even solution providers to get one-on-one tailored support.
Great. And then we have a question coming in from Benjamin, which actually ties to a question that we also got from some other folks about but we work with organizations that are not based in the US as well. ReFED, I wouldn't say we have our employees in Canada, so we are somewhat global. But I think that, you know, in terms of the work that we're doing, we do work with organizations across the globe and encourage you all to engage with the resources that we're sharing. These are not US specific resources necessarily. Angela, I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but you know, the folks that we work with is not limited to just people in the US.
I think you covered it, Sarah. That's right. Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I'm just taking a look at all the questions coming in. Okay, so we have a question coming in from Melissa. I'd love to be able to include a link or widget on our company's website to data in the Insights engine so our customers can see the impact they have when they consume upcycled products like ours. Is this something that you're considering or open to? So that's a great question and one that we've gotten before. Currently, the way that's possible is linking to the Insights engine, but in terms of an actual like embedded tool or widget, that's something that we're heavily considering because, again, you're not the first person to ask us that. Definitely something that's in the works and something that we're considering and not something that we have created just yet. But it's really great to hear that that's something that folks are interested in featuring on their own websites. So for now, feel free to link to the Insights engine, and we're continuing to work with our designers to figure out a way to work on something like that. Selena, I don't know if you have anything to add there, but it's really good to hear that that's something that folks are interested in.
Yeah, Sarah, you covered it.
Cool. see. I think, sorry, one question that we got sent to us directly is how can we create partnerships amongst other solution providers in my area? My focus is on gleaning, but we realize that this needs more effort on the ground. Does the SPD provide opportunities to network amongst each other? So I think that this is combining two resources. We have the SPD to, have your profile with all of your information, and then networking opportunities that allow for partnership across different solution providers in your either your physical location or your food waste solutions area. That's a really great use case for the FWAN as well. And again, like lots of networking opportunities there, and ones where we really are trying to facilitate collaboration and working groups and, really connecting you all with each other. So I think that covers both of those resources. And yeah, I think unless anyone has any other questions that they'd like to send in the chat, I think I will just take one more. Let's see. What role can solution providers play at the summit beyond attending? Recognizing that this does have a cost to attend in person, I want to better understand what the incentives are. Angel, I'd love to get your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I definitely think if you're interested in programming, or if you're even local in Minneapolis, like we are doing a wide range of activities, from panels to field trips to working sessions. And so if you have ideas, if you want to get involved, definitely get in touch with Jackie Suggett. We also, our programming is not nailed down, but there are going to be ways to network with others too. So just be ready with your business cards to get connected, meet people, and build those connections.
Great. Thanks, Angel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's, covers our Q&A session. So I'll pass it back to Angel to wrap us up. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, yes, so much for joining us today and learning more about the various ways you can partner with ReFED. As we mentioned earlier, we'll be sending out a recording of this webinar along with the links and resources we've shared. Additionally, you can find our handout linked again in the chat that lists all of the resources we've discussed today. And of course, if you have any other questions, feedback about today's discussion, please contact Sarah, our lovely person just on the screen, sarah.munger@refed.org. We will end this session today with just a quick poll to get your feedback on this webinar. These results help us understand whether you learned something new about ReFED's resources and whether you intend to utilize our resources in the future as you look to partner with us. We'll give people a few moments to submit their responses. Coming in. Oh, terrific. Well, thank you again, all of you, for joining us today. It's wonderful to get a chance just to share all of this with you, and we really do look forward to continuing our collaboration and work together. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.